present the LPGA Tour. From Havre de Grace, Maryland, it's live final round coverage of the McDonald's LPGA Championship. It's another cool, blustery day in Havre de Grace. Bully Rock should provide quite a test for the best women players in the world as they do battle for one of the most coveted titles in all of golf, the McDonald's LPGA Championship. Hello everyone, I'm Brian Hammonds along with Dottie Pepper, and we are thrilled to be able to bring you bonus coverage of today's final round. And we'd like to thank the folks at Bank of America for giving us that opportunity. The Bank of America Championship on the Champions Tour was postponed because of inclement weather, so we're able to give you an extra hour and a half than what we originally had scheduled. But now let's talk about the leaders, Pat Hurst and Ai Miyazato. In Pat Hurst, you have a player who's been in this situation several times and has handled it well.
Well, 4 championships on this tour, 1 major that she won in wire-to-wire fashion. Last win came last year, and also multiple events in the Solheim Cup, and I think that might be her most valuable experience going through this big test today.
Kay Cockrell, Bob Rosberg will also be following the action on the ground, and after Rosie Jones completes her round, she'll be joining us. Peter Osterhaus is in the 17th tower. Mike Ritz will be handling the interviews. Well, let's get you caught up. Sari Pak tapped in for her bogey at 13. Michelle Wie made her par at 12, and Christy Kerr, we saw her fly her second shot at 18 into the water over the green. She ended up making bogey and finishes at 6 under. Now to 15.
Corey Webb's third shot. Rosie Jones with this group. She had a chance to reach in too, didn't she, Rosie?
She sure did. Took a 3-wood out. Wind picked up a little bit. Came up a little short.
Delicate pitch.
Hole's sitting a little bit in a valley. She has to come up and over one little hill to get there.
It's a tricky green, isn't it? Lots of awkward angles.
It's like they put the holes on top of the hills on the front side and in the valleys on the back. Get the trajectory and spin just right. Well, that checked up on her a little too soon.
Let's go back to the tricky 13th. And Michelle Wie on the tee.
And Peter, she's taking a few extra seconds to figure out what she wants to hit off this tee.
And we look from overhead, it turns left to right. Yesterday, with the very strong winds forecast against on this hole, we used a front left tee that was a tricky angle, and Michelle was in trouble off the tee.
I don't know if she can feel it down at the tee, which sits below, but up here by the landing area, the wind is blowing pretty hard from left to right, so I think she can afford to take this more down the left-hand side. Also, the fairway slopes from left to right.
Yeah, a good strong tee shot, which looks playing aggressively with the driver. If she can hit a good strong tee shot down the left, the further she hits it, the better the angle on the second shot, with the pin tucked behind the right bunker.
She knows how vicious that area is on the right side. She was there yesterday.
Yep.
That was a powerful low heater.
Carries over the ridge that hides the fairway from the players, and that is beautiful. At the 13th green, Kim has a chance for the outright lead, but realistically 2 putts from this upper level. Comes off the ridge, then downhill. And it was a super try. She thought she'd made it. Now we'll go back over to 15. And Curry sizing up this birdie putt.
Well, you know, another 10-footer. She just doesn't want to let this one get away. She made a great putt to save par on 12 or 13. Missed the one on 14.
Lovely strike, lovely swinging for putter there.
I think her momentum is changing now.
She leads alone by just 1 shot. Let's go to Brian and Dottie.
And let's take another look at our full field scores here in the final round of the McDonald's LPGA Championship. Corey Webb now with the lead outright once again by 1. Finished by Riley Rankin. Bogeyed the last, but Might still end up with a top 10 finish.
Nicole Castrale there, your first round leader. Had a sloppy little accident coming out of the fitness trailer the night before last, and ended up playing the last 2 rounds with a nicely sprained ankle.
Things are really shaping up for a stretch run here. 7 players within 2 shots of the lead. 12 players within 3. The 14th, Seri Pak with her second. Rossi has joined this group.
Has 120 downwind to a front hole placement, just 7 on the green.
The 13th.
Yoon Kim, her return putt for a par. Nicely done. Gave it a good chance with the first one down the hill. She's 1 behind Kari Webb. And now back to 12.
Pat Hurst has this for birdie from just off the green. It has been 21 holes since Pat Hurst has last made a birdie. She hasn't made a birdie since the 8th hole in round 3.
You know, Brian, really, she hasn't hit the hole that often, as good as she's actually hit it either. A little bit fortunate to be past the hole. She's putting back uphill.
And a lot fortunate to still be in contention here.
Absolutely.
And that birdie-less streak continues. Kari Webb now, after taking the outright lead with a birdie at the par 5 15th on the tee at 16.
We can get this the yardage anyway, I'm saying.
Kari just changed from a 3-wood to down to a rescue club. Playing a little bit more conservative. The wind is right behind her on her back, moving from left to right, so she's got to be a little careful about aiming too far down that left side with that 3-wood.
Heard Mike Patterson say this will get us down to the yardage, so they're playing the number game already, Rosie.
Well, you know, it's just one of those holes you just don't need to be very aggressive on. It's a short hole. The second shot, you just want to have a little sand wedge in there, and you know, you don't need the 3-wood here. I saw Sophie take a driver though on Thursday.
Look from high above at the ICAM. Watch Kari turn away now instead of the old slide. What an improvement.
Well, she's hitting it so high right now. It's still a perfect shot right down the right center.
The 13th.
And after this fantastic drive,
Okay. Go ahead and swing at that though, right?
Michelle Wee's second shot.
A little bit unlucky, Peter, in that it just started. It's just at the top of a more severe downslope. It's a pretty big downhill lie, 155 yards. Hole tucked front right.
The natural tendency is to aim to the left. A couple of feet. There's Yun An. You saw a ball close to the flagstick. That is a fantastic shot.
This was an unbelievable shot. Best shot for her today from 186 yards.
Let's see how she maneuvers it in that close.
Downhill lie, Peter, with a 7-wood.
Sliding it left to right, using the contours, gets a nice first bounce, then it settles. And just about a tap in for a birdie at this very difficult hole. Great shot. The players know standing on the tee it's going to be an awkward tee shot there and a tough second. Michelle has a long birdie putt coming up. Just a moment ago, Michelle Wee for a birdie.
You called it tough putt, long putt, almost 30 feet, and very fast.
She's missed some short ones, but she makes a difficult one just when she needed it. Good tee shot, a little safe on the second shot, but yes. Great birdie at the tough 13th for Michelle. Seri 14.
Seri Pak for birdie to tie for the lead.
About 15 feet.
That was a moment ago. Now live, Mi Yoon Kim.
Chase it back there. Didn't quite get the spin. Not that long a shot.
To 13.
And after a remarkable second shot, this for a birdie. Shi Yunan to tie Michelle on this hole. That's pretty special stuff on this 13th. 13th and the 5th, the two par 4s that cause all the problems here, the two toughest holes. And they both birdied this one. At number 12.
And Pat Hurst a moment ago for par to stay at 6 under. Oh, and she would also go on to miss the bogey putt, which effectively is a 4 putt from just off the green. Moment ago, Kari Webb at 16.
After a perfect tee shot, Webby with just 105 to this hole. Just a sand wedge, full sand wedge, be perfect shot. Just take it a little bit behind the hole. There's a backstop.
It was a good day for Riley Rankin. Riley is now with Mike Ritz.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. It was a good day for Riley. Could have been better. Bad break on 18, made bogey. You were in the hunt. I mean, you made a heck of a move. You were starting to get major championship jitters there. Were you starting to get excited?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was very exciting and a good place to be.
Yeah. How difficult are these conditions, especially with the pressure of this final round of a major? How tough was it out there?
You know, it's a great golf course and very penalizing if you miss the greens. It just really makes you stay focused, or you really have to stay focused on your target and, being patient. So it's tough, but it's a lot of fun.
You've been suffering from an illness that you got down in Mexico City from, I guess you said, from the water, and this is your 3rd week in a row, kind of a test to your stamina and your health. How you feeling?
I feel pretty good. I've gotten tired a little bit throughout the week, but I've gotten a lot of rest, and I got lucky with the tee time. So it's been good. It's been a great 3 weeks, and just trying to take it 1 week at a time.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, and good luck in the U.S. Women's Open qualifier tomorrow here in Baltimore.
Thanks.
All righty. Let's get back to 14 now.
Riley Rankin currently in a tie for 7th place. Michelle, after that huge birdie at 13, on the tee at 14.
I guess you could say, Dottie, that she did deserve that. She put a lot of good strokes on putts today and was only able to birdie on the par 5s where she 2-putted for birdie. Now going with a 3-wood like she did yesterday. Found the left rough here yesterday. Wind helping and a little left to right.
That did not sound like she was too happy right away.
No, that might have even been a 5-wood, and she whiffed it badly.
Down in that little gully.
Meanwhile, at 16, Kari Webb has this opportunity for birdie in a 2-shot lead.
Well, just 12 feet left. If she can keep it going, this would be a perfect putt. It's not a whole lot of movement here on this one.
Very similar to the putt she made at the 15th. A little bit of deceleration there.
To the 15th.
Back at the 15th now, Suri Puck's second shot.
I think she's too far back to knock it on the green. A little wind in her face right now. Now to the right. I think she'll play it up to the left a little.
And the longest hit is maybe 35 yards past this. She was being pretty aggressive just in front of the green.
Beautiful shot.
And this awkward little chip shot up and over the ridge. One that Kari Webb played pretty well. Sorry, Buck, chance for a birdie coming up. We'll go back to the 13th. Mai Miyazato trying to fight back to 6 under par after some struggles. Good second shot for her right behind the pin. And Back to 6 under, just 2 off the lead. So much can still happen. Now let's catch up with Seri Puck at 15.
Has about the easiest pitch you can have off the upslope.
Played it beautifully, lovely trajectory and spin. And that to tie Kari Webb. Of course, Kari Webb a chance of her own for a birdie at 17. So all kinds of things going on and some very interesting holes coming into play. A reachable par 5. The 16th is a birdie opportunity if you can hit a good tee shot. And we'll go back to 14.
And Michelle Wie, after that awkward stance with her second shot, will have an opportunity for birdie.
Dottie, what a way for her to just keep her mind in the game. She was momentarily upset that she hit that tee shot the way she did, but then on to pressing matters. And wow, what kind of shot that she hit out of there, and she's looking at a 20-footer.
While we wait, let's go to 15.
Michelle will be taking her time there. Seri Puck is ready for her birdie putt at 15 for a share of the lead. Nice stroke, lovely rhythm. Kari Webb, Seri Puck, both 8 under. Need with the putt for birdie at 17. First of all, the 14th.
Now Michelle.
Follow up on what Kay was mentioning. Michelle thinks the biggest difference between last year to this year is her ability to control herself, control her emotions on the golf course. It's just getting in that position more often.
It's led to a lot more consistency. She felt like legitimately last year she was ready to win, and I think she's only going to feel that even more this year. This looks good.
Then you've got to learn to control trying too hard.
Michelle taps in to stay at 7 under par. See, a little disappointed in that effort. It was in the jaws, just a couple of rolls short.
Sometimes I think she works so hard on the line she forgets the other part of the equation.
She stays one back at least for the moment. Kari Webb in close at 17. Shi Yunan now for birdie to tie for the lead.
She's made 3 birdies today, along with the double bogey at the 5th. She's only missed 3 greens. I don't think she's missed a fairway. No fairway misses today, Dottie. She's been just striping it off the tee. She hit 13 fairways yesterday, 95% of the fairways, so that's getting herself in position to hit the good iron shots.
2 totally different outlooks on putting here. You see Shi Yun working very hard with her caddy, and Michelle the total opposite. Uses Greg Johnston for nothing in that department. Flip side for Shi Yun.
Yeah, this young man, Brian Dilley, was on her bag her rookie season when she won Rookie of the Year honors. Then they parted ways. He came back last week, and I guess they've recaptured some of that magic. This for 2 birdies in a row to get to 8 under.
Has a tendency to sometimes hit them too hard.
You'll always see her give it a legitimate effort, won't you, Dottie? No lag in that putting stroke.
Can't remember the last time she left one short, actually.
To 17.
And Kari Webb now tied at the top by Seri Puck. This to retake the lead. Rosie Jones, that was a beautiful tee shot.
Absolutely perfect 7-iron to this point. She's got, this putt's going to be a little slippery though. She's got to be a little careful with it. Straight downhill. Not much movement though. It's not a gimme, that's for sure. You know, when you think a 3-footer, you can be a little firm, but not on this one.
And not with a championship on the line, trying to make her have her second championship win of the year.
Well, I think if anybody knows how to handle herself right now, it is Kari. Having already won major this year.
A little bit firm, perhaps, and an opportunity missed. She'll need to regroup before her par putt. Back to 16.
And a moment ago, Sairi Pak on the tee.
Going with the hybrid.
Tough driving hole off that elevated tee.
She's going to need a break if she's going to have a half decent lie there.
That's where things now stand. Still anybody's ball game. To 15.
And a very important tee shot for Michelle Wie, with the power to reach this green in 2. 493 yards uphill par 5.
Interesting, Peter, that she's going with 3-wood here today.
Well, I wonder whether it's just a bit over 280, 285 to reach the end of the fairway. I guess she really thinks that even though she hits 3-wood, she can reach the green in 2.
Well, and all she really needs is about a 250-yard shot that would give her, you know, 180, 190 for her second. And obviously, she hit it left in the fairway bunker here yesterday, and she wants to ensure she gets it in the fairway. And this is the club she's going with.
The hole is a bit shorter than the 493 on the card. If you go at it in 2, it's with impact cam. Balance.
Going to the right, certainly not the short way to the green, but it's in the short grass.
She'll be taking dead aim up the hill, across water, across sand, and trying to set herself up with an eagle opportunity.
Just a terrific crowd here at Bully Rock, Havre de Grace, Maryland, about a half-hour drive north of Baltimore. Are they getting a show? To 15.
And Mi-Eun Kim's 4th shot at the par 5. Up and over a ridge. And that's still left for a par. And waiting back down in the fairway will be Michelle Wie.
Issue about length of landing. The
pin is right, so yeah.
The pin is here. So I'm talking about length of landing here. You're talking 201, playing up 207.
And even if I miss it left, it's a pretty doable chip shot.
Yeah.
Yardage. What line you take? You try and squeeze it onto the left-hand side of the green. You take dead aim at the flag. That's a challenging shot. Back at number 14, meanwhile.
And then good to sit, you know.
Jaime Izado has this left for par to stay on the periphery of contention. Currently 2 back. And she stays there at 6 under. I 1 over on her round. Lorena Ochoa has had her struggles. She's gotten it back to 1 over on the round, 4 under for the championship.
Narrowly missed an eagle at 15. Hit 2 beautiful shots in there about 12 feet. Couldn't get it in.
By the look on her face, it hasn't been her type of day. To 15.
And Kim had just a little bit of work to do to get her par.
Peter, interesting story about Mi-Eun. Her parents have told her she can't get married until she wins a major.
Uh-oh.
Tough deal there, huh?
No comment at this time. Oh dear. Does she have young men lining up for the? This is well, what? That's unbelievable. Just play golf. Wow. Michelle still waiting. Let's go to 16 green.
Sairi Pak now to get the 9 under par and take the outright lead.
3.5 feet.
She got it.
Geometric center.
Back to 15.
Michelle may not know that she's now chasing 9 under par as the leading total.
197 to the front, Peter. 211 total uphill. Hole 14 paces on. This is her 5-wood.
Down.
She pulled it.
Pulled it, and it goes a little further once you pull
Down.
it. Oh.
Oh, she was hoping it would stay out of that thick stuff, and it hopped right in.
She had a chance to reach the green in 2 and have an eagle putt. Now she'll have a tricky chip trying to set up a birdie. Seri Puck, a birdie at 16 to go 9 under. And over to 18.
And Kari Webb. Might she be on her way to her second major championship of the year? Remember, back in April, the Kraft Nabisco Championship, 72nd hole, her third to the par 5, and it went in for eagle.
Like, how could you forget?
And now, at the 72nd hole of the McDonald's LPGA Championship, she has this for birdie to tie Seri Puck for the lead.
She missed a putt really not that much longer than this at the 17th.
Well, she's looking at it pretty good and giving it a couple practice strokes from behind there, which gives you a good feel for the break. Dottie, she's got about 16 feet, breaking a little bit right to left.
She just waved it off, not real happy with what she thought she saw to begin with. So you trust your first thought?
Well, it's downhill a little bit, down green. Sometimes, you have to take that into consideration when the ball starts to take the break.
She's giving this one a good long look.
There's a lot of movement behind there, but they're starting to turn around to watch her.
Just never looked settled, comfortable, committed.
Well, it's definitely a speed putt, and if you don't have that line, it's just gonna.
To 17.
And Seri Puck has a chance for a 2-shot lead.
About 20 feet, Peter. Should swing to the right. Kind of slick going down there.
Certainly was faster than she expected. So a nervous return putt there to protect the lead. Let's go back to 15.
Ball deep in the rough. Michelle really took her time, taking a lot of practice strokes before she hit this. Surveyed the green carefully.
Sliding the club face underneath the ball, it run down the hill. Very nicely played. Still knowing she wasn't going to get much spin on that. Now alive with Arn's opportunity for a birdie to get to 8 under. And be 1 behind Seri, who has work to do at 17 for a par.
This putt for birdie will be on the slick side.
Well, it's gone just to par at 16.
A moment ago, Mi Yoon Kim at 7 under par, hitting her second.
Big surprise to see her right in the middle of the fairway. Big old divot.
To the 18th, Kari Webb for par in a round of 68.
Inside the hole and a firm stroke will do it.
Kari in at 8 under par. The leader in the clubhouse. Now she has to play the waiting game to 15.
Michelle Wee's putt for a birdie. To move to 8 under. One behind. Now to the 16th green.
And Mi Yoon Kim to get to 8 under par.
This putt may want to try to fall left if it loses its speed. How close has she come? Literally all day.
To 17.
The return putt for Seri Pak at 17 to stay at 9 under. Well holed, good rhythm there, never a doubt, protecting the one-shot lead. Into the tricky 18th. All kinds of things going on with a par 5 in play. Tricky par 3. Trouble at the 18th with water. Caught out Christy Kerr, who slipped back to 6 under par. Of course, here at Bully Rock, providing a beautiful challenge on the closing stretch. Let's go back to the 16th tee.
Michelle Wee will be first to play at the par 4.
Looks as if she's selected an iron today. Doesn't want to get close to where she hit it yesterday, which was way over in the left rough, quite near a hazard that's over there on the left. This is a short hole, 330 yards. Plays downhill the entire way. It's really just an option of what you want to hit off the tee to make sure you hit the fairway.
Okay, I think this is a really smart play.
I agree.
Help her keep the ball down a little bit. What wind there is won't be affecting the golf ball nearly as much. Look from the eye cam. Big shoulder turn. She likes it.
That's a beauty. She'll still just have a short shot in for her second.
Very, very smart play. Took the bunkers totally out of play.
The MetLife blimp, Snoopy 1, giving us some wonderful vistas. Good look at the huge crowd, almost 30,000 on hand for the final round of the McDonald's LPGA Championship. Well, the last thing you want to do on the 18th tee with a one-shot lead at a major championship is wait, and that's what Seri Pak is having to do, as there is a ruling being made up in the fairway. Kari Webb is the leader in the clubhouse after a round of 68. This for birdie at the 6th. And that got her to 7 under par. Then at the 9th, drove it into trouble. This was her 3rd.
You're going to have to save pars like this if you're going to be in contention and win majors. It's just going to happen.
A terrific par save. And then for birdie at 15 to get to 8 under par. And that's where she now stands. And she's with Mike Ritz.
Brian, quite a run, Kari. My gosh, 4 under, get to 8 under. Right now it's one shot short, but you don't know what's going to happen on 18. You've got to be excited and maybe a little disappointed that you didn't get birdies on those last 2.
Yeah, well, excited. Obviously, I played really well today, but you know, that's the way you play golf too. You always what if, and I had a really good chance to go to 9 under and 17, and then gave myself a great opportunity on 18, and just didn't make them. So I'm a little disappointed about that, but we'll see what happens.
Were you scoreboard watching at all, or were you just focusing on making as many birdies as you could?
No, I was scoreboard watching. I always do, so I have to know what's going on.
Well, you know, it's kind of a flashback to just a few years ago with you and Sabri battling down the stretch. It's kind of exciting for all of us.
Yeah, well, you know, our threesome yesterday was great, and it was good to play with Sari, and she played really solidly yesterday, so I was really happy for her to see her playing some good golf again.
Birdie putt on 17. Did you hit it the way you wanted to? Just misread it?
I read it right half, and I pushed it maybe a little bit, but I must have misread it because it still should have probably at least caught a big part of the lip, and it didn't even do that. So.
And then on 18, you crush your drive, and would you hit a little 9-iron in there, and it spun towards the hole and gave yourself another chance?
Yeah, I hit an 8-iron in there, and yeah, just misread that one. Maybe hit it a little too hard. It didn't take the early break, and you know, rest is history, as I say.
well, great playing. Thanks for stopping by, and I know you're not going anywhere, are you?
I'm going to the range.
Okay. All right, Kari, thanks so much. Great playing. All right, back to Sabri.
All right, Sabri ready to play now at the 18th tee.
Rossi looks like she's got 3 wood.
Yes, I think so. Taking that bunker out of play. Beautiful swing. Good shot.
And a moment ago, Michelle Wie with her second to 16.
From the middle of the fairway with a wedge, 123 out.
Lined up right at it.
Well, this not on line with the flagstick.
Oh.
Dottie, that has reminiscence of hole number 1 and hole 10.
And now live. And you're right, Kay, that she's done that a few times today with a short club in her hand.
Well, the 3rd time with a wedge of sorts or a little 9-iron, she's missed the green from the middle of the fairway. I mean, that is just unbelievable. She hit an iron off the tee to enable her to have the best opportunity to hit it in tight here and have a birdie opportunity, and now she's grinding for a par again.
Really difficult shot because of the mound that's going to be right in front of her. If she were to fly this ball too far, it's going to kick hard. This mound is right here. Only about 3 paces after the mound before it gets flat around the whole location. Surprising it came up short, but pretty well executed.
That's going to be one big par putt. She's done well in major championship appearances. Of course, last year she finished 2nd at this event.
And 3rd or better in 3 of her last 4 major championship starts.
Dottie, it's hard to believe at 16 years old, this is her 10th major already.
To 17.
Ni-Yun Kim has a long shot at a birdie. She's only made 1 birdie today. The rest pars. Birdie number 6. This to get to 8 under. And always a bit too wide on the right. Stay 7 under par with just the 1 to play. Kari Webb already finished in the clubhouse at 8 under. At 16.
Shi Yunan. She's at 7 under. She could get to within 1.
Well, she sure could. She had a beautiful wedge shot in here. Another beautiful short iron shot. And this is a player with a pretty decent amount of experience. She turned pro at age 18, had 3 wins on the Korean Mini Tour. Then she won the CJ9 Bridges, which is a co-sanctioned LPGA event. That gave her status out here. Went on to win Rookie of the Year honors. 2 top 10 finishes this year, one of those in a major at the Kraft Nabisco. This now to get to 8 from no more than 8 feet.
Time.
Kay, has this pace of play by Shi Yunan been a factor for Michelle Wie at all?
Well, I think Michelle, having played with her yesterday, knew what she was up against, and Michelle has tried to finish out as much as she could before Shi Yunan would putt.
down to 8 under par. And now Michelle.
Who's been staring this putt down from both sides, kicked at it from the opposite side of the hole while Shi Hyun-an was putting. She is totally engaged with this putt.
A hard lip out. A bogey for Michelle. She falls 2 shots back. 2 to play.
It's the mistake we said that she could not make. Take a look at this a little bit. It stayed reasonably still. Looks to me like her eyes are now on the right side of the golf ball, where earlier in the week they were on the left. Whole new look from there, and too much speed again.
To 18, Se-Ri Pak now with her second.
From 160 yards, because she laid back with that 3-wood off the tee. She's got to block the left out, Dottie, don't you think?
Oh, I think there's no question about that, Rossi. If she were to start this ball maybe 15 feet to the right of the hole and turn it just ever so slightly, it will use the ground and get closer to the hole. Not liking the looks of it. Not so bad.
Didn't look like she liked it at all when she hit it.
Safely on is Se-Ri Pak at 9 under par with a 1-shot lead.
Yeah.
To 17.
Han is just 1 behind. Trying to squeeze a shot a little left to right into this hole location. Huge bunker down the right-hand side of this 17th hole.
Strange sequence of events, Peter, between this twosome. Last hole, Shi Hyun, or 2 holes ago, she failed to make birdie, while Michelle did. That was a 7-iron.
She's talking to it. It's safely away from the bunker on the right, not giving herself the birdie chance that she really needs.
And then Peter, you'd think she'd go birdie, birdie, and instead that bogey. That's unbelievable. She made that right then.
Yeah, she's got a couple of loose short irons just when you least expected. The first hole, the 10th, and there when she was in good position to attack with a short iron and missing the green. Making it better. So now you're expected to be taking dead aim here. Do you think she's aware that she's 2 behind Se-Ri Pak at the moment?
There's a big scoreboard to the left of the last green.
So
But by all accounts, she said she was not going to be looking at the leaderboard too much. I'm sure her caddy did.
No doubt she can hear the ovation for Se-Ri Pak going up the 18th, though.
Come on, please. Come on, be right.
Well, Dottie mentioned the ovation for Se-Ri Pak. She's won this event twice before in '98 and 2002. Is she on her way to becoming a 3-time winner of the McDonald's LPGA Championship? She's safely on the green in 2 at 18. At the 18th, Se-Ri Pak for birdie that could go a long way to wrapping this up.
A lot of players struggle with the speed from here today. Annika Sorenstam, namely earlier.
Whoa. That is well by. The door's still open. Shi Hyun-an at 17.
And she's 8 under. Pak has her return putt to stay at 9 under. So a lot can still happen. Pretty good break from left to right coming off the bunker. She misjudges the speed badly. And back to 16.
Miyazato still with a chance. This to get to 7 under.
Very little break, just needs to be hit solidly. Got it.
Miyazato to 7. Within 2 of Sayri Pak, who now is facing a challenging par putt at the 18th.
This is almost identical to the putt that Annika had just a couple hours ago.
Need you to putt for me the last one.
I saw that on 17.
Kari Webb, obviously an interested bystander, watching the Golf Channel to see if she will fall back into a tie.
I thought she said she was going to the range.
After she eats.
Huh.
Oh boy.
Got away with bombing one by at the 17th, but not so lucky there.
So Sayri will have what's left for bogey to fall back to 8 under par. So now Michelle at 17.
And she has a chance now for a tie of the lead. Missed a very short par putt here yesterday. And misses an opportunity there. Settles for par. Stays 1 back. And again to 18.
Sayri Pak. This for bogey. Will drop her back to 8 under par. In a tie with Kari Webb and Xu Yun-an. So a disappointing bogey for Sayri Pak. Back out in the fairway, Mi Yoon Kim. If she makes birdie, she could join those 3 at 8 under.
Another of those fairway woods. She likes to bring them in nice and high and get it to set right down.
She'll have an opportunity. To 17.
And on at the 17th. And the first putt well by. This to stay tied at 8 under.
She's done a good job today on making these comebackers, Peter, so far. Gets a lot of practice. This is a good 5.5, 6 footer.
Oh, and always a little low.
That's her first 3-putt of the day.
And a costly 3-putt. Just the wrong time instead of staying within range of a major championship. 2-way tie at the Cop. Kari Webb comfortable in the clubhouse, co-leader.
Needing birdie to tie, Michelle Wie on the 18th tee.
With the 3-wood.
Smart play.
A bullet down the left center, Dottie, hugging that left side.
Going to need to use all that little area over there to the left. Finds the rough.
Okay.
Well, she's had a lot of success on this hole in the first round. This was her second shot to the 18th.
This set up her being able to birdie 3 of the last 4 holes.
And then on Friday in round 2.
This was her 9th hole of the day, and it really got this round kick-started.
Rolled that in. And then yesterday in the 3rd round.
Hit a beautiful shot in here, just about 8 feet.
Coming off a bogey at 17. Has to birdie today So does Mi-Yoon Kim. Mi-Yoon to get to 8 under.
So start picking up speed from here.
Mi-Yoon Kim is going to come up 1 shot short. Let's get you down to Mike Ritz.
Fox out to lead 8 under after a disappointing 3-putt. What happened on the first putt?
You know, I did practice that pin. Actually, I was in the practice round, but I knew it was so fast. But I really know that though. But so it's only 30 feet from the hole. I mean, I counted 21 feet out of 30, but still passed by like 7-8 feet. I mean, that was amazing fast. So it just gave me extra work to do now.
Well, that's the bad part. The good part is you played tremendous golf over the weekend to get to this stage.
Right. I'm very excited to be here. And, well, you know what? I can't even remember a year and a half. I don't know what happened. But now I just feel, I feel really, really great. And I'm very glad to play well again. And just, you know what? No matter what, I just do my best all week. So after that, and I'm very enjoyed it.
Well, the playoff is going to start on 18 if we get there. And I imagine you know how to play that hole now, don't you?
I know, so make sure I finish 1 hole. I don't want to go more than that, so I'm tired.
Well, congratulations on great play, and if it gets to a playoff, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Brian, back to you.
That beautiful trophy still very much up for grabs as we take another look at full field scores brought to you by Diet Coke. Shi-Yun An, Michelle Wie still just 1 back with a chance.
Perhaps her still has a chance if she were to birdie the last 2 to get into a potential playoff.
After that 4-putt from the fringe, she has come back with a couple of birdies. Well, this is not disappointing. We came into this day figuring we were in for a treat, and this indeed has been quite a show, and it's not over yet. Moment ago at the 18th, Shi-Yun An.
Going with the driver, aiming down the right side. Fairway slopes right to left.
The one-hand special, like she wasn't real thrilled with it, but it's in a good spot.
To 17.
At the 17th, and this is for a par. Ai Miyazato was in the bunker off the tee in a poor bunker shot, and this long one for a 3. Misses. And slips back from 7 under.
Okay, gotta go.
Some autographs from loyal fans. And we'll go to the 18th hole.
I'll be back.
Want to go this way? Yeah, we'll go this way.
It's Michelle Wie back there in the rough. How's the lie?
Michelle's lie is okay, and because she took it down the left-hand side, she's got a much shorter yardage in, only 121 yards, as opposed to An, who is 158 yards away, and actually has kind of a tough shot. Dottie, that the ball is going to be probably a good 4 or 5 inches above her feet, and a little bit of a downhill lie as well.
If that's the case, this tree really is as far as she can afford to start that ball out to the right. Gets to the back portion of the green. It will continue to turn from right to left on the ground.
This is going left, needs to get down.
Like what happened to Christy Kerr. Shi-Yun An in the water at 18.
Bogey at the last for An, and then that, what a horrible finish after hanging in there all day.
So can Michelle Wie block that out, Kay?
Yeah, I think she can. She came awfully close to the hazard herself.
So
just a step and a half into the hazard from there.
This grass is dry. I think it'll come out okay. Pitching wedge, you're really going to have to baby just because. How are you feeling that shot? Your call. Huh? Okay, on the blue shirt, right of the flag. See him? Yeah. That's in line. You got it.
I like the fact that Greg Johnston left it up to Michelle. You make the call. It's your shot.
121 yards. I mean, only she knows how she's feeling inside and how the club is going through the grass on those practice swings.
Absolutely.
It's going a little too far to the right. It's on the green, but it's quite a ways away.
It'll be a big breaker from the right.
So if Michelle Wie is the tie for the lead, she's going to have to run in a long birdie putt at the last. Well, Kari Webb has had her snack. She's now made her way out to the practice tee, and we are now assured of a playoff. The only question is, how many participants will there be?
Oh, she could have used that putt at the 18th.
Michelle Wie, if she wants to be involved, has to roll in a really long, difficult putt at the last. You know, she's tonight, if this doesn't go in, we'll probably replay all the shots that she left out on the golf course this week. See where Shi Yun-an took her drop, and now she's going to call for a rules official to make sure everything is legal.
It is a lateral hazard all the way around this green. I see the rules official coming up the fairway right now.
I think Michelle's going to wait and just look over this putt a little bit.
No matter what happens here, it's going to be another great week in a major championship for Michelle Wie.
Well, Dottie, you know, we talked about, you know, this is her 27th LPGA tournament, if you include U.S. Opens and the Evian, which she's played in, her 10th major championship for Michelle Wie. And that's just astonishes me, and I'm sure everybody at age 16, that she's played in so many and has been in contention so many times.
Well, you can basically make the case that for the last 2 years she's been in contention more often than not, for sure. Official Angus McKenzie insisting here the ball was, in his opinion, closer to the hole.
Okay, we'll go.
Now the ball's in play. Another look at where it crossed the hazard line.
You cannot, with your drop, be any closer to the hole.
Well, Dottie, there's a chance that Michelle can get to 8 under. It's going to be a tough one.
She's left herself an extremely difficult putt that will be facing a elevation change and also a speed change. The second half of this putt, as we've seen a few times today, is really quick.
Well, just to combine the right read and the right speed on a putt this length, which is almost a 50-footer, a little bit of a downhill putt initially, and then it'll flatten out in the valley and then climb up to that back tier.
We'll get a line very similar to what me and Kim had earlier, and it's going to be in this neighborhood.
This has to go to get into the playoff. Oh, she gave it a run.
It's still running. What an effort.
This held her attention for a while.
Terrific effort.
So Michelle Wie's bid to win for the first time as a professional is going to come up short. You can see the emotion. Meanwhile, the work continues for Kari Webb and Sairi Pak as they prepare for the playoff. Now Shi-Yun on her 4th shot.
Outside shot right here to make a par. Tricky though, she's right up next to that primary cut. And Dottie, and this is another player who could say would have, could have. She had it right there at the birdie at 16 to get to 8 under, and then bogey, potentially bogey finish here.
Oh, the hop out of there just killed the speed.
And that's just got to be gut-wrenching for her, for both these players, really, to fought so hard all day, and then they're going to come up short. And it was really 3 short iron shots for Michelle more than anything that stand out in my head.
Absolutely. The wedge at the 1st, at the 10th, and then at the 16th that led to that horseshoe lip-out bogey.
All leading to bogeys when instead those she should have had 3 inside 10 feet birdie opportunities. But that's part of her game that she's still continuing to work on and hone and get better at.
Yeah, it was that part of the game that David Ledbetter shared some insight with earlier this week, and that was the part, even when daylight shortening, they were going to go to the range and keep working on that. Hit it as long as Michelle does. That's really important to be a good wedge player.
So it'll be a bogey at the last for Michelle Wie.
On a hole that she's birdied the first 3 days.
You can see the shoulders slump, the head down, and disappointment in that 16-year-old's demeanor. Kari Webb, Sairi Pak in at 8 under par. Pat Hurst and Ai Miyazato. Well, they're going to need a minor miracle to get in to the playoff. Sairi, after missing the putt at the 72nd hole, working on the putting green. Pat Hurst needs to hold this to get into the playoff. Her 2nd to 18.
How she's fought her way back in.
It's a good shot, just not quite good enough. That was a moment ago. So was this. Ai Miyazato.
Beautiful drive after coming off that bogey at 17.
Copy that.
Two good shots in there, but they needed to go in the hole to get into the playoffs. So when we come back, the McDonald's LPGA Championship will be decided between Sairi Pak and Kari Webb. Ai Miyazato a moment ago for birdie at the 18th and a share of 3rd place. Round of 72 for Ai Miyazato. And Pat Hurst for birdie to get to 7 under. And that kind of week for.
You talk about a player that'll be kicking herself.
Well, thanks to the MetLife blimp, Snoopy 1 for bringing us some tremendous pictures over the last 4 days. So Sairi Pak and Kari Webb, you could do a lot worse than that in a playoff to decide a major championship. They go to the 18th tee.
Good luck, ladies. Good luck.
Yep.
Kari will play first.
Janet Lindsay there with the draw.
I'll watch everyone's shoulders. All the shadows.
Janet was the command's official.
Everybody's going to have to kneel down.
Over the last 2 weeks.
This one here.
Did a wonderful job.
Getting late in the day, having to maneuver the shadows around to make sure they're not distracting.
Okay, thank you.
How about these two heavyweights, Dottie, vying for another major?
This is like a little time machine here, going backwards.
What, 11 majors between them now?
And more than a few LPGA championships. Both of them winning at DuPont up the road in Wilmington. A good one up the right side. Kick left, and there you go.
Well, that got a nice kick. Then that might get all the way down to the flat area, or flatter area.
So Kari's in the fairway. Now Seyri.
Beautiful drive off here in regulation. Just played this hole on 1 over par for the week.
This going a little to the right. It had a lot of cut on it. That'll be fine.
Didn't appear she hit any full shots in preparing for the playoffs. She chipped and putted. Well, Michelle Wie shoots an even par 72 in the final round to finish tied for 5th. Afterwards, Michelle Wie spoke with Mike Ritz.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. We're having this conversation way too often, aren't we?
Yeah.
Gee, you came close to the major championship.
Yeah, I know. It's very frustrating out there for me today. Could really get nothing going. Just kind of frustrating. But I feel like I'm getting closer and closer. I know what I have to work on for the next 2 weeks. So, I'm getting myself ready for the U.S. Open now.
Well, that's a great way to approach it. Look forward instead of back, because I know if you look back, you're probably kicking yourself because there are a lot of shots you probably feel you wasted.
Yeah, definitely. I wasted a lot of shots out there, but my game still kind of feels solid. I'm just gonna work out the couple of kinks in my game, and I think I'll be ready.
Were you trying too hard, do you think, at all?
Not really. I don't think I was trying too hard. It's just a couple of bad shots here and there. It just really didn't work out for me today. A lot of putts I hit perfectly, and then it kind of broke left and right at the hole, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Okay, then yesterday you said you were super PO'd. How are you now?
Well, double S that. It's just kind of frustrating for me. Out there I felt like I played awesome. A couple bad holes here and there, but I felt like I was putting well enough to make all those putts out there. But I'm still feeling really confident about my game. Like I said, I have 2 weeks to work on my game, and I'm really excited for the U.S. Open now.
Well, you didn't have your best, and yet you still came close. You've got to take some positive things with that.
Yeah, definitely. I think it shows a lot that, I played my B game, and I'm still, in the top 5, hopefully, I think that it shows a lot about my game, but, I know what I have to work on.
Well, congratulations on your great play, and I'll see you in a couple weeks at Newport for the Women's Open.
Yeah, thank you.
All righty, thanks, Michelle. Brian, back to you, sir.
All right, Ritzy, 35 putts in the final round for Michelle Wie. As we take a look at our Coca-Cola tournament summary, Kari Webb shoots 68, trying to win her second major of the season. Seyri shoots 69. Michelle Wie will finish in the top 5 in a major championship, and for the 4th time in her last 5 starts in a major. They're ready to hit seconds into the 18. Kay Cockrell down there.
I'm a little surprised with what Seyri chose off the tee. A fairway wood of sorts. She's left herself, Dottie, 199 yards for the second. That's 65 yards behind Kari.
Okay, that ball didn't sound like it was all that solid either. And cutting up into the hill, it got no kick.
Yeah, she probably kind of necked it. There's no way she's thinking back at that hole location. I have to imagine she's trying to land this about 20, maybe 25 paces on. She just can't be that aggressive with this long iron that she's hitting in. Going to a hybrid club now.
I think this is a better play. I think it will enable her to shape it back there a little bit easier. And she won't have to fly it quite as far.
that was a good, clean hit, and it's a great line.
What a shot.
Oh, this is a great shot.
My goodness.
Look at Sayri. Wow.
Kari nearly got her a little of her own medicine from the Kraft Nabisco.
Take another look from Snoopy 1. We heard Sayri tell Mike Ritz she wants to end it early. She's tired. She doesn't want to play much longer. She may not have to.
Well, in a way, I don't know, is it an advantage or disadvantage, do you think, for Kari to now have this ruling and maybe a little time to settle down, or do you think it would have been better to just pull the club and go?
I don't think this was a bad deal.
Yeah, it settles the crowd down a little bit, too.
It definitely settled the crowd down.
Oh, that was.
What a crowd that came out today.
She might want Sayri to mark that ball.
It's definitely in the way of another ball going in, no question.
Well, and if she were to hit it in.
That's correct.
Now it appears that the ball will be more above her feet than it originally was.
That's correct. But that was the closest point of relief. She would like to have gone maybe further towards the hazard and would have had a more level lie, but got to go to the closest point.
Can you maybe just move right just a little bit for us? Thanks.
134 yards.
Heard Mike Patterson say you need to take this a little right of the hole.
Just please back. Just.
She knows what she has to do.
She needs to make 3 somehow, some way. Good solid iron shot here.
Get further away.
Her caddy's got to go a long way away and squat down. The shadows are getting very long. 134 yards once again.
We don't need to do much too fancy here. The lie will dictate that the ball will go left.
Boy, it was a good line, Dottie. Just needed 2 more paces.
1 hop forward, it's good.
Kari Webb will have a putt at it, knowing that it has to go to stay alive. Kari Webb. Pretty plain and simple here. It has to go.
The only way that would not be the case if it were to Sayri to fall asleep and not move that ball marker back. Don't think that's going to happen.
She has 30,000 people surrounding the green to help remind her.
Dottie, relatively speaking, this is a somewhat similar putt to that which Michelle Wee had at the 72nd hole. She's down in the valley.
Yeah, it won't have quite as much break as Michelle had, but the second part of this putt definitely goes to the left and starts to get a little quick. I think you can kind of take some speed out of the break. Go ahead and hit it hard. If it misses, it doesn't matter. All the way.
Well, that's going to do it. It's a formality now. Sairine Pak just needs to move the mark back and tap in. And what a story. A year ago at this championship, she missed the only cut she's ever missed in a major championship. Said she hated the game. She needed to take a break. She came back this year with a new attitude. 1 year later, she comes back to become a three-time winner, joining Kathy Whitworth, Nancy Lopez, and Annika Sorenstam as three-time champions of the McDonald's LPGA Championship. Her fifth major. Off the course, Sairine Pak is the champion at Bully Rock. Welcome back to Bully Rock and the McDonald's LPGA Championship. What a show we had today. Back and forth at the top of the leaderboard, and the playoff was decided in dramatic fashion. Sairine Pak's second shot to the par 4 18th to within inches. Let's go down to Kay Cockrell.
Thank you very much, Brian. Well, first of all, congratulations on a really wonderful week here at the McDonald's LPGA Championship. I got to ask you first off, what went through your mind when you saw Sairine stick that shot in? I mean, a half a roll from going in for an eagle.
I thought I was getting paid back. But, you know, what a great shot under pressure. You know, she missed her tee shot and then hit an unbelievable shot in. So what more can I do, you know? And then I just, you know, obviously it's hard to hit a good shot after you see that. But, you know, I'm really happy for Sairine. You know, she's had her own struggles, and you know, after I won Kraft, she was really happy for me and said she was going to win the next one, so she went and did it.
What do you think about the fact that you both have gone through some relative struggles? She's back in top fashion, you are as well. What does that say to sort of the state of the LPGA right now?
No, I think it's great. You know, Saireen's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame in a couple of years, and you know, it's good to see both of us playing good again, and then, you know, we still had some young players up there doing well as well. I think it's the state of the LPGA is as healthy as it's ever been.
You won the first major championship of the season, and you sure gave it a go to have the first two legs of the Grand Slam season. What was it like? Describe what it was like out there today, really being in the mix and having a chance at it again.
Oh, it was great. It's probably the best I've felt on the course all week. Obviously, it was my best score, and you know, I really struggled through the middle holes there, but really played some really good golf coming in, and just didn't get the putter quite as hot as I would like. But you know, I'm just so happy to be in contention every week. I'm obviously pretty disappointed right now, but you know, at the start of the week, if I'd been told I'd lost in a playoff, you know, I would have been glad that I was up there. So you know, I'm glad to see the results going, and I've got one more tournament before the US Open, and hopefully have a similar chance.
Well, I'd say your chances are looking pretty good at that US Open. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, Brian.
Dottie, it's real interesting. The beginning of this year, the talk was all about this great young rookie class coming to the LPGA Tour, the great young players, the Pressels, the Wees, the Miyazatos. But the story to this point in 2006 has been the resurgence of a Kari Webb and now a Sae-Ri Pak.
Oh, it absolutely. When you come to major championships, difficult championship conditions, I don't think you can put too much emphasis on the fact that you've been there before. There's an experience factor that you just have to be there before. And it's just difficult. And until you've been there, until you've really messed it up, you don't really know how cool it is when you do it.
Well, Sae-Ri Pak has certainly been here before to hoist this trophy for the third time in her career. Let's go down greenside and join Mike.
Sae-Ri, it's good to see you soaked in champagne again.
You know what? Feel not bad here. To get all soaking wet for champagne, I can do it every week. No problem with that. So I said, I've been really having a hard time, year and a half, almost 2 years, and I have so much problem with my health before, and so I said, this game of golf is always so difficult for me. But not this week. This week is a lot easier for me, and I have a lot of fun out there. There's great fans out here, and a great tournament, great golf course. So, I mean, I can't ask more than this week in this event. So, this is a very special event for me. 1998 is my rookie year. This is my first one. And now I just came back for the injury. I just came back and won, and again, the McDonald's, which is that's so special, and this is, I can't believe the rest of my life.
All right. There were people who were wondering when you laid up on your tee shot in the playoff. She laid up so far back, but I guess you got the yardage right, didn't you?
I have enough club though, no problem for that. As long as I keep the fairway, it's no problem. But yeah, I have a little hard time off the tee, but second shot, it just best striking iron for the week. You know, I can't really ask more than it. Somebody ask me one more time, I can't do it anymore. So that's it. That was great.
So what's going through your mind while you're watching that ball track towards the hole?
I can't see clear, but I heard all the crowd here, they're going up and down, so I thought it was I made it. But when it came, you know, near the greens, I saw my ball was a little embarrassing. I thought it was my ball was in the hole, but I'm still taking it. But it was really fun. I mean, I know I have a great shot there, and as long as I have a chance, so that makes me a lot exciting. So
you know, you were at the top, and then you went through those injuries last year. You fell out of the top 100 on the money list. You haven't won in 2 years. You haven't won a major in 4 years. This must mean so much to you.
It is. So I wish my parents here, but yes, I have so much hard time, but I just came back, so I'm very happy.
Well, I remember when we did our first interview 8 years ago with Herb standing behind us, and I think you knew about 6 words of English, but one of the words you knew, I asked you, I said, how do you say champion in Korean? Could you again tell everybody?
It's a champion. So it's a champion, yeah. I can't actually. All I know is champion, so I can't say. I mean, you asked me about what's champion, it's a champion. It's pretty easy, simple.
Well, you were talking to me yesterday about all the young Koreans who have followed you over here to this tour, and I guess you showed the old lady, that 28-year-old lady still has something, huh?
It's like I said, I tell everybody here, I said, not bad for old lady, right? Well, I'm not feeling that old, but these young players makes me really old now. Me and Kari, Annika, we played yesterday, first time for a long time, and it seems like we're like old group. I mean, old team. I mean, just makes me here and there sore and stiff. I mean, but I'm very having really fun yesterday and today also.
Well, thanks for a great show. Congratulations on a tremendous victory.
Thank you.
Brian, Dottie, back to you.
All right, Ritzy, thank you. And our congratulations as well to Sae-Ri Pak. Career win number 23. It's her 5th major championship and her 3rd McDonald's LPGA championship.
Well, wax poetic all you want. The word that came out was champion, and I think she really appreciates it this time around, just like Kari did at the Kraft Nabisco.
It has been a thrill for us at the Golf Channel to bring you live 4-round coverage from the year's 2nd major championship. There's been a lot of hard-working men and women behind the scenes to make that possible. Our producer has been Keith Hirschland. Our director, Andy Young. For Dottie Pepper, Peter Osterhaus, Kate Cockrell, Bob Rosberg, Mike Ritz, and Rosie Jones, I'm Brian Hammonds. We hope you've enjoyed this week as much as we have. Good afternoon from Havre de Grace, Maryland.